Hi all, Hipper here. So this is the second video in a series about what I call the division problem. And I suggest you watch the first one before you watch this video here, because I'll be referring to the first one a bit. So this is another battle where my team of randoms are facing the red team, and the red team has a super unicum division on it. And of course, like I said in my previous video, that puts a lot of pressure on like players who knows what's going on, basically. Because I know that like to be able to win against a division like this, you have to play like extremely well, and I don't do that in this battle here, and that's just the way it is. Because like I said, a division just has the advantage from the outset. They don't even have to move in and risk themselves. They can just sit and take it easy, at least for the first 5 minutes. And as you can see here, we are about a minute and a half into the game, and the division has spawned on the opposite flank of me, which is also unfortunate, because immediately our destroyer gets taken out, and that's already a loss right here, pretty much, with a minute and a half down. And at least if I spawn on the same side as the division, I can usually stall them for long enough, so they won't be able to grab the cap right off the bat like they do on the other side now. And that gives my team the option, at least, of winning on points. And as I said also here, like, I have to push through, I have to clean out this flank quickly. The quicker I do that, or we do that, the more of a chance we have of winning. But it is looking bad, and I'm taking a lot of torps here, because I'm going in hard. I want to get rid of this destroyer, and because we're already down a destroyer, so obviously we need to take out one of their destroyers as well. So if you can create a kind of stalemate, if you spawn across from the division, you can usually like just stall the game long enough for the division to be unable to capture the cap they start at, and then after 5 minutes, expect a full-on rush, because that's the time where the division really has to make a move if they want to win. So if you're in a good ship, like a really good siege ship, and you have a radar or a good sonar or something like that, you can hold off a division of 3 players for quite a while, because they usually play safe. So if you can anticipate that, you should be able to at least get a little bit of a jump on it. And as you can see here, we are actually doing pretty well on this flank here. It is taken now, but we can't hold it because our battleship is not up here with us. He hasn't pushed up. He's sitting behind an island, and he's been sitting there for nearly 3 minutes now, doing absolutely nothing. And I've lost too much health to take on these 3 reds over here on this side. So I'm going to head in towards B and see if I can't support the battleships in there, because they don't have any cruiser support, and I know that there's a very, very good destroyer player on the other team in the division. So I can just see him getting in there and then totally wrecking our battleships. So that's what my plan is now. And our battleship, who's very late to the party, he'll just have to, accept the fact that he is too late. He missed the push, and there's nothing he can do now. And really, like battleships who don't realize when the push happens, that's one of my bugbears in this game here. So like I said, we might have the cap here, but the Reds are still too strong to actually do a full-on like flanking maneuver here, because there's still too many battleships out there in the open water, and without battleships in here in the cap, it's very hard to whittle them down, especially when they're that far out. So it's a better option to go for B and try to win this battle here on points instead. Because I can tell now this flank is going to fall, primarily because the battleship is simply too late to the party. like the cap is already taken by the time he makes it in here, and the Reds are going to push, and there's only one of him as a battleship, and of course he has cruiser support, but it's not enough. So that's the first cap down here, and then we'll see if we can't set a few fires before we head off to help over at B, because the guys over there has been hanging out a long time without support, and I'm really worried about the destroyer getting in there, because he's finished capping A, so he would be looking for someone to torp right about now. So I'm basically hoping that the enemy destroyer is somewhere around B, because there's a very juicy battleship there, and I'm kind of hoping that the bait will lure the DD in there so I can radar him and take him out. So that's pretty much my game plan at this moment here. Because this battle here will be won on points if we are ever going to win it, which obviously we don't. Because as soon as our team is down to about 4 or 5 ships, that's when the division moves in. You can see they're still playing it safe out in the distance. There's no point moving in yet, because we're only at 8 minutes, and we need to lose another 2 ships or something like that. Just lose 1 there, and that's when they'll move in for the kill, which makes perfect sense. And I also just want to underline yet again here that this is not a critique of division players. It's a critique of the division mechanism being included in the standard game mode, basically. There should be a standard solo game mode and a standard division game mode, where as a division you would only face other divisions. I mean, to me that is really a no-brainer, because having 3 super unicum players in, like in this case here, a Kansas, a Lightning, and a Cleveland, some of the best ships in the game, and I'm sure they have very high level commanders as well. It's hardly a challenge, is it? So that's why it's really rare to win a battle against a division like this on kills or damage. The only hope you have is to keep them out of the caps long enough for you to win on points, and that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to take all the caps, and then I'm hoping enough of my team will survive to be able to reset the Reds when they try to retake the caps. That's the plan, and that seems to be pretty much the only thing that works when you're facing a very, very dangerous division, which I am in this game here. So I definitely think that the power of divisions needs to be limited somehow. As it is now, there's only 9 players on each team, so if you're a division of 3 very good players with good ships and good commanders, you will win. It's as easy as that. Unless you randomly end up facing another Unicum division, and then it's more of a 50-50. But as you can tell from the stats, that's been public for a while, and people have shared in the Facebook groups and stuff like that. Divisions like these have a 90% win rate, something like that. So they win 9 out of 10 battles roughly, and I mean that's natural, obviously, because teamwork makes the dream work, isn't that what you say? And as a game like this really benefits from having a destroyer to spot, a battleship to back up the cruiser, and a cruiser to radar the destroyers. It's really as simple as that. Say if we had 32 or 64 players on each side, well then divisions would be no problem at all, because they wouldn't be a third of the team. And it's the same if you play Battlefield and you have a squad of 3 players, you'll have very little actual impact on the battle. Of course you'll have more than a solo player, but you will not be as dominant as a division is in World of Warships Legends, that's for sure. And don't get me wrong, I think division play is fun. I mean, it's just a different way of playing. My only criticism is that it shouldn't really be mixed with solo players the way it is. And if it is, then I think 3 people in a division is too much. And I think that's what Wargaming has realized in the ranked seasons as well. It's simply just like it's too much of a ruffle stomp, basically. So I think in ranked, the divisions are usually limited to 2 people. And although I still don't like that, I think it's much better than 3 people. Because at least 2 people are only about 22% of the team or something like that. And you won't have one of each class. So it's definitely a better option, but it's still not ideal. The ideal solution would be that divisions would have their own play mode, and solo players would have their own play mode, because then it's a level playing field. I honestly don't see why anyone would disagree with that, because as a division player myself, I enjoy facing other divisions. And that's why I actually find it a lot of fun to play with where I Aaron and Let Them Peak. Because especially with count-ins, that allows you to face other divisions of usually very good players. And it makes the battle way more interesting and a lot more fun. Instead of basically taking out the best ships in the game with the highest level commanders and just teaming up with 2 other awesome players and just go out and gank randoms. I mean, okay, yeah, I mean, some people think that's fun, I guess, but really? I don't think so. So if you have a reason why you don't think that divisions should have their own play mode, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, you better have a pretty good reason for it. And it's especially bad in situations like this game here, where like in this case, the blue team, they don't even get a division at all. The only division in the game is on the red team, and it is a division of extremely good players. So obviously, as soon as I started this game here, I thought, okay, this is going to be a loss. And sure it is. And of course, even if you get a division on your team as well, there's no telling or promise that that division is going to be a good division. It could just be a failed division of like a few players from tier 6 and a single tier 7. And honestly, most divisions are just people playing to have fun with their friends, which is totally understandable. But it does create a little bit of frustration when it basically means that like winning a battle is very, very hard. So and all you pretty much end up doing in the last few minutes is avoiding being somebody's Kraken, and like a little bit of more like thought should have gone into this from Wargaming's side. I don't know if they just copied the division concept from PC without thinking that, oh hey, we are like 3 ships shorter on console, or if they thought it would be fine. And I guess it is fine. It's just a little bit annoying, I think. So what I would rather see here is a division game mode where, for example, 3 divisions would square off against 3 other divisions. I think that would be way more fun, at least for me. And like I said before, that's why I enjoy the count-ins. I know, I know sometimes it gets on Aaron's nerves, but I really enjoy it. I think it's very, very challenging. But then on the other hand, just like random player ganking in divisions or squads or whatever you want to call them, yeah, not my thing. And I would much prefer just to have a solo game mode and a division game mode. And this is what I'm talking about here. Trying very hard not to become someone's Kraken here. So I really, really hope that Wargaming will start to actually make some progress on implementing clans into this game. Because I assume that would at least alleviate some of the problems here with divisions. Of course, I can't know for sure, but I'm crossing my fingers. So yeah, hopefully the clan feature is coming very soon, because this has been something that at least I've been dealing with for nearly 2 years now. So yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you out there.